Hi, this is Imagination of the Healing Garden, and welcome to PANDO. So I'm in the process of condensing everything down and business sculpting. Today is a business sculpting day. I've I feel like I just climbed into Noah's Ark, and I sat around with my little tablet, and I took like roll call, and I walked over to the unicorns, and I said, "So, are you on board or aren't you?" And it was like I've been waiting for them to make up their mind. Like, which side of this thing are you on? Are you on the boat or are you staying behind? And I couldn't set off until I figured out what are you doing? And I got a very clear answer from psychologists. I got a very clear answer from business owners. Business owners are already like, I started the boat. Where are you going? I'm going to the future. Come on. And they just jumped right into the boat. And I'm like, all right, business owners are on. And then I've got like parents, like a collection of parents, and I walk over to them and I go, so what's your story? And they're like, we're rogue parents. We've had enough. Welcome on board. We're heading into the future. So they jumped on the boat. And then I walk over to psychologists and I'm going, are you guys stupid or malicious? Which side of the coin are you guys on? You don't seem to really be on board. Are you naive? What are you doing? And it took me a while to realize. And it's funny because I thought they were malicious. No, they're just naive. They are truly naive. I'm going, all right, you guys are just naive. All right. But they don't want on the ship. And I'm like, all right, they don't want on the ship. That's all right. So they're staying behind. And I'm going, all right. They are so focused on their ways. Okay. So then I walk over to this other group, the teachers. And I thought they were naive. No, they're malicious. So I sit down and it explains so much now. It took me 30 years to get a conversation with one of them. That should have been my clue that they were malicious. So I sat down and I said, so we're holding out for you guys. Are you on board or aren't you? Because I'm trying to build a business plan to include the big picture. And I'm going, what side of the side? Are you guys staying behind? What you doing? And they started throwing shit around. And I went, all right, so you guys are like the lost boys. So I'm good. You're not on board. So I'm on the ship now, and I got the business owner, and I'm like, all right, the business owners are going to the future, and I got a little pocket over there of rogue parents going, welcome to. So I'm going, well, now I can figure out my marketing. Business owners, all right. Everybody else is staying behind. So it's this wave. You're going to have the very first people on board who already have figured this out, and they're going, good God, tell me where to go to the future. Yeah, we got you covered. So now I'm like designing my marketing and all that. That's actually done. We started putting that out, and now it's like, all right, so now I just have to focus 100% on what the business owner needs. And that's been really, really helpful, being able to hone right in on that. So now I know not to waste my resources anywhere else. And that's all that this was me accumulating the data to figure out who's my demographic, who actually fits where I'm going. And I feel really solid. I feel so good. So ethical leaders is really the core. I officially have my people. So ethical leaders. And the biggest problem I've run into is the language, which is not news. We have a miscommunication. So I've closed the ship, and we're going to sit down and we're going to have a talk. This is me officially. All right, welcome to my boat. This is our private meeting. I'm composing myself. Society is like a giant nursery without adult supervision. I want you to imagine a giant nursery with 8 billion people crammed into it, and everybody is 4. And there are no adults. Do you remember that episode of Star Trek when Kirk shows up on this planet and it's just a bunch of kids? Welcome to the world. The ethical IQ that everybody has on average is 4. There's a lot of 3-year-olds. There's a lot of 2-year-olds. We're the 5 and the 6-year-olds. That's what this is. We're the 5 and the 6-year-olds. Our ethical IQ is 5 and 6. That's where we are. Some of us are 10. Some of us are older. Ethical IQ. So we're the ones who outgrew the imbroglio. That's it. There's the imbroglio. That is where we all came from. We are born into this earth into an imbroglio. Where the smartest person is a 4 ethical IQ. So I have built a middle school, which is more like a kindergarten for adults. And the very first thing I need to do is give you a reality check of what we're all been dealing with. Now, you know what we've been dealing with. You've been feeling it. You've been living in it, going, what the fuck is wrong with this fucking place? Which is why you're on my boat. Yeah, I'm right there with you. But going forward, we have to be real about what it is we were dealing with. That is an imbroglio. And I'm done with it. And so are you. So the very first thing we need to do is fix the mental health problem because of what the imbroglio did. That's not a problem. Now, what we've got here is called Pythagorean psychology. It's a 2,000-year-old mastered psychology. It's really good shit. So I'm going to be giving that to you. Giving, it's free because mental health care should be free. So that's the first thing. Quality is the most important thing to me. I do not cut corners. There are no cheats in life. If you cheat, you are corrupt. We don't do that here, hence the term ethical leader. So we're going to talk about quality later on in this course. We're going to talk about your mental health illness resources. Now, right off, I don't like half of the words that these imbroglio invented because they're toxic and they actually cause a lot of the problems because that's how words work, as you're going to be learning as you go through the course. So mental illness is the biggest priority, but in order to fix mental illness, that's actually a symptom. We don't chase symptoms because we're 5-year-olds. That's right, we're 5. So we don't chase symptoms. We go right to the invisible catalyst. We go to the thing before the catalyst, and we address the problem at the core of the catalyst because that's smart. So the catalyst is education. So I'm going to show your hands. How was your education in preparing you for life? Yeah, I know. I supplemented. There's a good chance that all of you supplemented, which is why you're here. Those are the people who didn't supplement their education, which is why they're not on the boat. So here's what we're going to do. I have something that is literally the 7 new academic disciplines. And I'm going to teach you how to invent, discover academic disciplines. It's a thing a person can do. The entire purpose is to turn your mind on. We know how to turn a mind on. We're going to teach you how to do it. And we have a few things in place, exercises and programs that absolutely focus on that. So education is our primary concern, not concern anymore. And mental illness is the second one. So those are the two things. It is vital that we get you updated with the ethics immediately. You're here. So you're already like 20% of the way through the ethics. An ethical IQ, or your ethical education, is literally your stage of human growth and evolution through your development. There are 12 stages. You're supposed to go through the 12 stages 3 times. When you're done with the 3 stages or the 3 rounds of the 12 stages, it drops you right into the point of comprehension where you literally can see truth from lie. And then you can go, oh, this person's lying to me, because you know logical truth because you can compare it to the metric. We're going to show you all this shit. It's really amazing. So basically, people who have a 4 ethical IQ or lower are what I refer to as foundationals. They are the foundation of society. Now, they have a different priority and motivation than other people. In point of fact, Every single one of the ethics has its own priority and agenda, and it's different for every ethical perspective. The first four perspectives are very similar in a lot of ways, and that's why they're not on the boat. The fifth and the sixth ethical perspective are what I call cultivators. These are the people who love to nourish other people. And then after the sixth ethical perspective, you walk into something that I call visionary and pioneer. Now, if any of these words just hum to your awesomeness, they're meant for you, absolutely. And just because you're not at one of these levels already doesn't mean you're not actually that inside of you. It's a birthing of who you really are. So there's who you truly are, and then the bringing that part of you out. So we're nurturing you and we're nourishing you, which is actual cultivation, which is why it's a garden. We do not teach in this space. That is unethical, toxic, hierarchical, poison, condescending. I have a lot of things to say about teachers. What we do here is lead ethical leadership from the bottom, which is exactly how you garden and cultivate. So we're going to be teaching ethical leadership. We are going to be walking you through exactly what is inside the subconscious mind. We have the entire user manual for the subconscious mind. We built the prosthetic subconscious mind. We have the cure to mental illness. It's really cool. We have the algorithm. There's an algorithm. It's a lot like a Rubik's Cube on how the subconscious mind works and the precise order of operations that the subconscious mind needs to flourish. Those people mess around with that order of operations, which is why they're all fucked up. We show you how to correct it. And we walk you through the order of operations and how to flip all the right buttons in the right place in the right order to fix the problem. Yeah, it's that simple. In simplicity, there is truth. Logic, math, and physics are the god here. They belong to Mother Nature. She's in charge. She invented the 12 ethics, which are the parent of the Fibonacci sequence. We got some really good shit over here. Welcome aboard. So we want to get you the education, get you the 12 ethics, and if you have any problems with mental illness, we want to absolutely take care of that. Now, I like to refer to mental illness more as behavioral defenses, because the imbroglio where we all came from is a shit show. So our mental health did a lot of gorgeous self-preservation to keep us safe. So what they call mental illness are actually self-love, mental preservation due to self-preservation called behavioral defenses to keep you safe because your subconscious mind loves you that much. So we're going to be addressing your behavioral defenses because you don't need them anymore. We're going to teach you all the parts of your mental system. You have 5 parts. We're going to introduce you to the people inside of your head. You have 5 people inside of your head. They are sentient and they are a part of you. We are going to teach you how to integrate yourself into one whole so you are no longer a divided self. We have a lot to say on that. We're going to be covering that in our subconscious mind user manual. We teach you how to tell liars from the truth. We teach you how to abuse-proof you. We teach you how to set personal boundaries and use discernment. We teach you literally everything you should have learned in school and didn't. So right off, that's what we want to set you up with, is a welcome aboard. Let's get you settled in. Let's get you started. Let's get everything going and heading in the right direction. Now, we are prepared to handle a vast amount of people, which means I have to be highly strategic with my time, my energy, and my focus to make sure that as people come in, I am not stretched too thin because I am the only one here. Now, that being said, what we do have are some phenomenal resources for you that we want to absolutely get you involved with. I love make-believe story and imagination, clearly. So one of the things that I do a lot of is I use story and play to expedite the system and make it simple for us. I do a lot with play and imagination. I call this kindergarten for adults. It's real fun here. So we want to immediately nurture your imagination because your imagination is your dreams, your visions, your ability to foresee the future. And there's a lot of paying that imagination absolutely resolves once we teach you how to use it, just to revive it and restore it back to you. Our goal is to revive and restore your identity. We have every tool you can possibly imagine. It's a really, we take care of you. PANDO is the name of our network, and we want to get you into PANDO. We want to introduce you to the network. We want to get you talking to people and introducing people. Now, one of the core things that we do here that's very, very different from the imbroglio is this. If you want to be a CEO, you're actually going to have to talk to CEOs. You're going to have to see how they work. You're going to have to be around them. So we are huge on what we refer to as reciprocity, or the mimic mirror repetition response. You are going to learn about the mimic mirror repetition response in your subconscious mind and your RAS. These two creatures inside your subconscious mind are your everything, and we are going to be teaching you how to use them. Your mimic mirror repetition response is being used by you right now, whether or not you like it. There is no shutting this thing off. It is how you learn. There is no teaching here. There is only learning. There is only learning. And 100% of all learning is due to the mimic mirror repetition response, which means if I stand in front of a classroom and condescend down to you while I talk, you are going to master the skill of standing in front of a bunch of people, looking down on them, condescending while you talk. That is not a skill I value, so we don't do it here. What we do instead is, if I want you to learn, I learn. I learn. I learn right in front of you. And I am learning. So I show my humanity to you, and I show you what it is to be human ethically, so that you can see how I human with other humans. The other humans here are all ethical leaders or aspiring to be ethical leaders. We set examples. We allow this space for role models. So instead of shutting you out into the imbroglio to say, figure it out, we invite you in and say, you want to learn how to be a CEO? Walk with me. Learn how to be a CEO, because that is how the mind works. Mimic, mirror, repetition, response. This is how it's done. If you want to learn how to build a business, well, you're going to have to sit there next to Steve Jobs, next to Arnold Schwarzenegger, next to Lamborghini, and you're going to listen to what they have to say. And we're going to take you with us, and we're going to record how these meetings are done. We're going to walk you through our day to show you what we do. No guesswork here. No guesswork. Trial and error is for the scientist who is strategically using mathematical work and scientific method to assess and determine how something is done. It is a science. In the imbroglio, they're all working on trial and error, but they're not doing it with science. I'm going to say that again. Out in the imbroglio, they're all doing trial and error, but they're not doing it with science. This is what I refer to as insanity and a reflection on their educational system. Inside of this place, we use trial and method strategically with science and scientific method to show you how trial and error is done effectively and properly with science. As a result, we don't guess. We do, we know, we prove. We have the math, the logic, and the physics. Ironically, justly, logic, math, and physics is Mother Nature. Science is just the pursuit of Mother Nature's truth. That's what science is. So that's what we do here. Everything here is absolutely via a formula. We give you the formula for everything. I'm going to say again, there is absolutely no guesswork. I love breaking down and reverse engineering intuition and theory. I love being able to say to people, oh, we have that figured out. Here's the formula. This is why. And I slide it to you across the table. No guesswork. We're done. We have figured it out. That's why we're successful. So we're here accumulating all of our resources. We are all the successful people in the world. I'm complicating this. I am John Galt. We all are. We shrugged. And then we built the resources to welcome you in. And then a lot of us built the stepping stones to show you how to go from that shit mass into the new world, to the future. We are all John Galt. We accumulated all of the best of the John Galts. We put ourselves all together and we went, every one of us has an engine. And we're just building the future we want while we let them do what they want to do with their imbroglio, which is why that's a nursery of 4-year-olds without any adults. Welcome to a different way of living. So we're going to go through it. We're going to address the changes. And this is the big thing. At the 5th ethic, you learn something called accountability. You know this. At the 5th ethic, you learn self-government. You know this. At the 5th ethic, the ethics start to replace the self-government. The government, allowing you to self-govern. So we give you the resources you need. It is 100% DIY healing, DIY self-teaching. There are no teachers. Mother Nature teaches. All we can do is inspire and lead ethically and nourish you. So that is what is done here. We nourish you. We provide you with resources. We provide you with role models so you can use your mimic, mirror, repetition response in the field. That is what we do here. That is our agenda. We teach you through theory, formula, and skilled application and open discussion, because that's how we learn, according to Edgar Dale and his cone of learning, and Plato and Pythagoras, who knew shit about learning. And we teach you how to clean out your reticular articulating system that allows you to control what you do filter strategically and on purpose. We teach you mental diversification to teach you exactly how to discipline and use your subconscious mind. We teach you how to be a genius. Genius isn't something you're born with. It's something you're taught when you've got the right educational system. We have that educational system. So we're going to teach you how to unlock your mind to become an ethical genius if you want to. Everything here is freedom of choice, power of choice. In fact, we love giving you choice and opportunity, because the more choice and opportunity you have, the more free you are. Freedom is key to what we have over here. So we nourish, we provide the resources so you can flourish. The other thing that we do that we are huge on is taking you from being a consumer and turning you into a resource generator. That is something huge that we love to do. We do not have any age restrictions. There is no hierarchy here. There is no hierarchy. If you are 12, if you are 15, if you are 10, we swear, be prepared. We're adults. We wear big pants over here. So if your parents have a problem with the swearing, if you have a problem with the swearing, the key and the goal is communication. And according to Mother Nature, there's nothing unethical about swearing. I checked. There's nothing unethical about swearing. So use discernment. Use discernment. Professionalism does not exist here. What we are is authentic. Authentic. That's what we are. So there's a few things that we do not allow back in here, that we at all don't allow in this space, because we've learned how toxic they are. If you want to break down, or if you want us to break down exactly why we've chosen to do things the way we do, we have a reason for everything, a very ethical, strategic reason using math, logic, and physics. So the professionalism is gone. That is replaced with authenticity. Respect. Respect is something that comes after you've learned accountability, after you've learned equal footing, and after you have learned how to give respect. After you have learned accountability, equal footing, and giving respect, that's when you get respect. Though that is literally the recipe, the formula for respect. Accountability, equal footing, giving respect. When you do those three things, oh, you're going to get a lot of respect here. Absolutely. We assume right off, and because this is how we learn, we gift you with respect, because we hold ourselves accountable and we hold ourselves to that equal footing. And if you're going to learn that, well, we have to practice that. Mimic, mirror, repetition, response. That's how we become ethical leaders here. So welcome to Pando. Welcome to the Healing Garden. We have a lot more coming. Come on in and take a look at the courses, take a look around. I am available on LinkedIn for DM. That's where I do all of my live classes. Education is free here. What isn't free are services and resource trade. That is what we have available. If you're looking at forum and market, that is where we have the trade and the availability there. If you have any questions, if you're wanting to jump right into this, let us know. On Thursdays, I have my welcome workshops. Thursdays, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Zoom. They are free. Go to my website, click on them, make sure you get in that class, and that is how we onboard you. That is where we answer your questions. That is where we teach you how to make the most of your workshop here and of your network so that you make sure that you are getting the most out of this. Because this is not just a club where you walk in and you watch. This is where you learn how to prepare yourself for the life you want finally. So thank you so much. And may the kindest of words always find you.